Ich bin jetzt im Ruhestand.
Wenn das so ist, was trinken wir?
Einen für meine Patentochter.
Mein Vater sagte mir, du hast etwas gefunden. In einem Zug während des Krieges. Ein Rad, das den Verlauf der Geschichte ändern könnte.
Warum jagst du dem Ding nach, das deinen Vater um den Verstand brachte?
Harrison, after all these years, you picked up the whip and the fedora again and made another Indiana Jones movie. What was it like to return to this world, and did you really expected it to happen again like some years before?
I always had an ambition to revisit the character one last time, because I really thought it would be interesting to see this character more towards the end of his life, since we'd followed him for so long. The one thing left to explore was his age. So this film is all about time, the time that's left for a character, but it's also about the MacGuffin, the object that we're chasing and trying to find in this film. And there always is an object that the characters are after. And that object itself is about time. So it was a really beautiful screenplay, I thought, and I was very pleased with the ambition of it.
Mach ihn in die Hölle heiß, Indiana Jones!
Ein paar Mal in meinem Leben habe ich Dinge gesehen. Ich wurde mit Voodoo gefoltert. 9-mal angeschossen. Auch einmal von deinem Vater. Entschuldigung! Doch danach habe ich gesucht. Ein ganzes Leben.
You've portrayed some iconic villains before, but in this movie you play the quintessential evil, a Nazi.
Yeah.
How does this role differs from the other villains that you portrayed before?
We always try to defend our villains in a sense, like, not necessarily defend, but understand. And for us, we need to do that so the audience also can, like, at least follow them part of the way. This was very difficult here because he's a Nazi. There's not a lot of excuses there, right? I tried to look at him as the scientist he is. That's his passion. And then he's also a part of the party, right? And that part of him grows more and more throughout the film.
You were in the Star Wars universe, in the MCU, James Bond, Fantastic Beasts, and now Indiana Jones. Is there any other huge franchise on your bucket list that you would like to be a part of?
I don't think there's any left. There are genre films that I haven't done. I'm a huge fan of zombies, so maybe one day I'll do a zombie film.
What was your reaction, or how did you feel when you realized you're going to be part of this universe?
I found out, I think just before lockdown. I was so excited and very aware of the privilege of doing something like this.
What was it like to work with this living legend sitting right next to you? What was your first encounter like?
Well, you phoned me first.
We hadn't met personally, but I'd make an introductory phone call and say, thank you for accepting this part, and I'm looking forward to meeting you, and
It was a lovely message.
like that.
And then we met at the office with Jim, and I remember being quite nervous, but then the moment I walked in, Harrison stood up and was just like, hey! And he was so warm and so lovely.
Der Harrison Ford ist super, super, super nett und auch so lieb, das macht so Spaß. Ne? Also das erste Mal, wenn man sich vorgestellt wird, ist Harrison Ford, ne? Und dann ist es gleich so, komm hier. Ne?
Oh, he's the best. He is a legend for many reasons. His talent and all the things he's done, but also because he doesn't behave like a legend. He makes everything easy around us. Everybody's comfortable. We can make a scene. We're not sitting there with a fanboy hat. He's just a funny man, a very nice person.
Hitler machte Fehler. Und damit werde ich sie korrigieren.
Sie haben's gestohlen.
Dann haben Sie es gestohlen.
Und dann hab ich's gestohlen. Das nennt sich Kapitalismus.
You've done 4 movies with Steven Spielberg and now this one with James Mangold. Can you maybe tell us what were the biggest differences in working with these 2 directors?
I'd never compare a director to another director because their own personalities are unique, and they each have different ways of communicating or different interests. Stephen brought so much to my understanding of filmmaking. I had such an opportunity to learn from him. With Jim and the screenplay that he brought to us, another opportunity to learn from another filmmaker. You know, it doesn't matter how long you do this, you learn something new from every director, you learn something new from every actor that you work with. And because this is your job, these are important relationships, they mean something to you.
Bei jetzt 5 Filmen im Franchise, was ist dein liebster Indiana Jones Moment?
Im Kopf habe ich immer, wenn ich Indiana Jones höre oder daran denke, habe ich immer mit dieser Steinkugel. Ne?
When I watched that, it was just like what? It just goes like this, up and down, surprises, makes us laugh, we're afraid. It's just the best start of any film I've ever seen.
What do you think happens after Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny? Do you think that's it, or can you imagine like someone is replacing Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones?
Indiana Jones is gone. If this is the last film, that's it.
Niemals. Das ist jetzt vorbei. Du kannst ja doch Harrison Ford nicht, du kannst doch keinen anderen unter den Hut stecken. Das geht doch nicht. Ansonsten gibt es auch keinen Grund, das weiterzumachen. Der Film hat ja auch einen Abschluss. Also der hat ja auch ein Ende für die ganze Reihe, finde ich, mit dem Ende.
Obviously, other characters from the film can move on as their characters, but they're not going to be Indiana Jones. Yeah. It's not going to happen.
I hope the film is something that will amuse you, bring you some emotional exercise, engage you. Wonderful film to see in the theaters with your family.